Wainwright Covey family. I'm Mary.
Mike.
And this is Micah, and our son, Merrick, 8-year-old, is not here right now, but we are all so happy to be living our dream life in this beautiful place, off-grid, in a tiny house. And we had some requests to give some background of who we are and how we got here, and that's what we're going to do today. So Mike actually purchased this land maybe 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
No, definitely 4 years ago.
And he is a master landscaper and permaculturist, and we were living in the city at the time, and he had made the most of a food forest there.
Yes.
And he needed a bigger canvas, so he bought this 1-acre property on a stream. And as time went on, we knew we just needed to live somewhere where we were dependent on our own source of energy. We didn't have to worry about the government or the grid. We know now we have one solar panel, and it's enough energy to charge everything we need charged. And we are growing our own food, starting to raise some animals. We want to just keep doing that more and more. But growing our own food is for two reasons. One, we want to, be self-sufficient and again not have to depend on anyone else and rising food prices. But also we have 2 children, and we think it's so important to be able to show them where food comes from rather than just taking them to a grocery store.
We also want to grow the highest quality food.
Yes.
We also want the freshest food around because we can pick it right from our garden, and we don't have to wait for it to travel. Yeah. Unlike those out-of-season raspberries that Mama bought because Micah loves them. Right? Yeah, you love them.
And that leads me to, so speaking of our children and how important it is to be here, once we made the commitment to moving here, we started homeschooling our children. And our son, Merrick, was in public school at the time, and didn't feel right. I was a public school teacher. I taught ENL, English as a New Language. And although I loved my job for years, I just started to feel like I was disillusioned with public education. I felt it wasn't natural. I didn't want to be ushering my son off to a school in a different building while I taught other kids. And now we've been homeschooling for 2 years.
Come here.
Come here.
Come on, girlie.
And he loves it.
Come here.
I love it. We get to spend every day together.
It's okay, girlie.
We go hiking, we do our learning, we have homeschool groups, and there's tons of socialization, lots of homeschooled kids around here. And we also get to foster a great relationship between our children. And that's another reason we live in the tiny house. So in order to make the move here and to homeschool, I quit my job as a teacher. And so now I stay home, and we are on one income, which is substantially less than what we were doing before. But it's our priority.
Agreed.
We are going to make any sacrifices we can to ensure that we get to keep our children home. So when I quit teaching, we started living in this tiny space, very affordable. There's no debt on this land for us. We bought this shed, which we have turned into a tiny house. The land is paid for. We do own a house in the city that we moved from, and we're able to Airbnb that house. So that's been a little life hack for us, where we not only can pay the mortgage on the house we no longer live in, but we make a decent amount of income from that property. And on top of that, Mike works.
Right, and that afforded, the Airbnb really is what affords Mama to stay home and take really, really excellent care of our children. And the homestead when I'm not here, which I'm super grateful for you for.
Thank you. But that leads me to another thing. We really do want, even though he loves his job as a landscape designer, we've realized it's really important for us to all be home together and working the land and learning and growing together and seeing our children grow up together. So another one of our priorities has become to start making enough money off of the land, maybe building another Airbnb spot on this land so that Mike could eventually not go off to work and we could all wake up every morning and just do the chores here. We can take care of the Airbnb, we can feed the animals.
Split the wood, plant the orchard, fertilize the plants, do irrigation, all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Tap our maple trees, tap our birch trees, collect wild edible plants, collect mushrooms, cook together, clean together, play our instruments, and watch our children grow.
It really has been an amazing life, and just like a mind shift, you know, when you're in modern society in the West, you get this idea that you're always running off to work and you're always so busy and your kids are busy with school and activities. And when we moved here, it took a little time, especially for me, to slow down and just enjoy being. That's what being here really has done for me. I can just exist, and I've been able to shift my purpose, I guess, from like going off and doing work to just growing as a family and kind of doing things the way they used to in the old days.
Yeah, I agree. It's really nice to have that much time with our children because part of my business is I take 4 months off during the winter so that it was previous to having a family so that I could snowboard and ski and climb mountains in the winter, but since having a family it's converted into being home with my family for 4 months out of the year, and it's just such a blessing. I love it so much, and I'm at that point in the season right now where I'm going to be starting up work again full blast, and I'm just like, I want to keep waking up every day and having amazing mornings and doing chores together and working on projects together and solving problems and finding things, you know, animals, creatures, edible plants, wild plants, imagining what we're going to do for our future projects. Like Merrick is obsessed with building our pond. He can't wait for me to put our pond in. And so my goal really right now is to figure out a way to be here more often while also bringing in income to support our family. And I'm really excited to help manifest that reality.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's another, I will probably do an episode on manifesting because I really feel like we have just manifested all of this. We've made it all our priority. We've made vision boards every year and things that I didn't think could possibly come true. There were reasons I thought there were obstacles of reasons we couldn't move here and we couldn't do this. And once things started coming true, I started believing, wow, if this comes true, anything is possible. So I think maybe we'll end on that note of just...
I do want to say one more thing about manifestation while we're here, because this 1 acre of land was something that I talked about throughout my entire 20s. I would always say to my friends, just give me 1 acre of land with water on it. Those were my criteria. Those are the only 2 criteria I had, really, were an acre of land with some water, and then I could make magic happen. And this, I was able to find 1 acre, which is really difficult to do, with a stream that flows through it, and also a well that's already been on it. And it just blows my mind that I'm here now on that 1 acre of land with the water.
And he said he wanted to make magic happen on it, and he really has. Wait till, now that it's getting nice out, wait till we show you all the things he has created in a short couple of years. A gravity-fed water system, a humanure outhouse, created a baby.
I didn't create it. I helped.
We created a baby. A solar panel system on our garden we created.
Yeah, and there's a lot more projects coming. I'm just so excited for the future and what's going to develop here. And our orchard and fruit plants, or fruit trees and nuts and berries are all very young right now, but 3 to 5 years from now, oh my God, I cannot wait for it to explode.
Okay, well, we'll leave you with that for now, but tune back in for the next episode. Ooh. want to say bye? Bye.